record. It's me.
Hi.
It's me.
It's my birthday song.
Welcome to the I Hate Critics. I would do that too.
Yeah.
Welcome to the I Hate Critics 1994 podcast. I'm professional film critic Sean Patrick. Amy.
Hi.
MJ.
Hello.
It just occurred to me that he wouldn't do that to you, but if that were me, he'd probably leave that in.
Amy just now realizing she's the comic relief of the show.
No, clearly I'm not. I'm just the butt of everyone's jokes.
So,
Time butt.
you're probably wondering how we all got here.
Oh my God.
Hi, that's me. You're probably...
I hate that. Although it would have been funnier if he did that in this film.
It would be very funny.
Yeah.
It's like this
Like-
tragic,
We open on him.
filled.
We open on him doing the splits on the counter.
On the counter.
Hi, you're probably wondering how I ended up here.
Well, let's start from the beginning. Or should I say, the future.
We do a quick 1 minute time cop review. That's
Oh
all
my
like one of those
God.
AI versions on YouTube, and just do it with that voiceover.
Oh, I hate that. No, that's not like that SpongeBob one, is it? Because I hate that one.
This man lost his wife
Oh, I hate that.
when his house exploded.
Oh, I know what you guys are talking about. Yeah, those are horrible.
Oh, that's
They
yeah.
don't even say the name of the movie. They just describe the
Oh.
situation as if it really happened.
I hate TikTok.
Yeah.
I really do.
It's more YouTube Shorts than TikTok.
Yeah, I've
yeah,
seen
but
it
they're all like that now. Everything's like
You've
that.
just got a bad TikTok algorithm. I got a great TikTok algorithm.
I don't have a TikTok algorithm at all. I'm never on it. You guys send me videos, and I think I haven't been on it since I lived in Muscatine.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
TikTok's wonderful, and everybody should be on there.
Oh, that's just like asking everyone to kill themselves.
TikTok's great, dude. I love spending time on there.
Oh.
Like I said, my algorithm's fantastic. I get nothing but good people.
See, I don't always
So-
have a great algorithm, but lately it's been a lot of edits of Five Hargreaves, so I'm fine.
Oh, there you go. Oh,
I'm fine with that.
yeah. Yeah.
What about the ending of that show, though?
No.
What? I don't feel like you understand that every time you bait us like that, how
You threatened to
viscerally angry.
You threatened to call the time cops.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
We're going to call the time cops
We need to call the time cops because Steve Blackman needs to go to jail.
for the rest of his miserable life.
You know, for the rest of 1994, we're going to continue to bash season 4 of Umbrella Academy. Not the actors, just Steve Blackman.
Yes.
That's it.
Steve
Yep.
Blackman is the issue.
He is the issue.
He's the problem.
He's the problem. Hi, it's him.
See, the only Steve Blackman I know is from the Attitude Era WWE.
Oh, probably the same one.
He was a hardcore professional wrestler who swung sticks at people.
You know what's weird? Steve Blackman looks like he could have been a wrestler at one point.
I haven't seen a picture of him.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does look like he could have been a wrestler at one point.
Huh.
You just need,
Interesting.
yeah. There's a lot of
So, Time Cop.
time cop.
Cop.
It's about a cop in time. That's the podcast. Thank you for joining us today. No, the premise is that in 2004 we've invented time travel, and so you can go back in time. You cannot go forward in time. That hasn't happened yet. But you can go back in time, and we find out that people are going back in time and changing the past by stealing money and then using that money in the future or trying to fix the stock market. And it's up to our heroic time cop, Jean-Claude Van Damme, who appears to be the only time cop, I think.
Well, but can we clear up? Was he a rent-a-cop at one point, and then he becomes
He was a
time?
regular cop.
I thought
He
he,
was
I
a-
thought he was a regular
Because he
cop.
Like a
looked
beat
like
cop.
he was, yeah, but he looked like he was outside of a museum kind of cop. One of those.
I don't think you get there promoted to time cop from there.
I don't know because I don't know how the past works. I live in the future, so I don't know how that worked back then.
You've grown up with time cop. You were born in 2004, so you've grown up with time cops. What's it like?
Time cops. They're everywhere, and they keep time copping.
There's so much time copulation.
It's
Yeah.
Time cops. It's weird. It's strange how Time Cop has evolved in the past 20 years from the time it was invented. All they do now is just police your clock.
They do.
They're just like fixing clocks. They're like, if your clock is blinking, they're like, that's a misdemeanor.
Yeah, that's and the time clock.
They catch you throwing out a clock. Don't even get them started.
Time clock.
They go around changing people's clocks, making sure they set them after daylight savings.
Oh man, they're the only reason we still have daylight savings. They take it so seriously. They'll arrest you for not falling back an hour.
You guys also believe in the Easter Bunny, don't you? And the Tooth Fairy.
We just posit a universe where time cops
I
exist.
just don't think that they really do. Because if they did, I'd want to be one.
You don't understand that. I think somebody went back in time during the movie and created time cops in 2004.
Was it Fuzzy? Fuzzy was born in 2004. You were born with the idea of time cops. As an infant, you're like writing full sentences about time cops.
But you forgot to tell Amy in the past, and the past Amy doesn't know that you invented time cops.
Right. Now, future Amy's very bitter. And I don't know if it's just because of what you didn't tell me. I'm pretty sure it's just life that did it to me, but mostly because of you and the time cop. Yeah.
He's a cop in time.
Hence the name, Time Cop.
You got it.
Thank you. I said the thing.
So Jean-Claude Van Damme, he's a time cop, so Ron Silver is the villain and wants to kill him. So he sends people back in time to blow up his house and kill his wife.
Some very interesting looking people.
Oh my God. We have, you know what, I have
the
to
new
say,
star of the movie.
the haircuts in this film are the best haircuts of 1994, bar none. I mean, just absolute.
So he's got like
fuck our hair up.
So he's got like he's got like a mushroom cap on top, like bangs. He's got the shaved sides, but the full mullet below the shoulder in the back.
Don't forget, he also has two little braids on the side.
Two little braids.
And not like that, but people, if you're over the age of 40, you might remember this. No one ever said it was okay to have bangs and then to part them in the middle, especially when they come right above your eyebrow. That's what happens here. And we shouldn't have let that happen. Time stop. Thank you.
But I believe these characters. There's two of them. There's another one who has, also the shaved sides, but he doesn't have the full mullet, I don't think.
No, he has Riff Raff's hair. It's like, it's kind of like he shaved the front of it and then just forgot the back. Like he had to answer the door in the middle of shaving his head. And I'm just like, guess I'll go back to reading my book now.
He has ADHD.
He does. He does. Oh. See, we did have that in the past.
Doing that before.
Right? Why couldn't time cops go back and stop ADHD? Is that possible to stop something like that? You just stop it?
I wish, but unfortunately, nope.
No. Dang it.
I tried to send my people. It didn't do anything.
Your people.
So he's got like this. He also has this like red shirt with like it looks like something out of Saved by the Bell, like the backgrounds on Saved by the Bell. It looks like
yes,
and a bolo tie.
And a polo, which again he
bolo tie.
He very much looks like he has a Mario Lopez look to him, but then he has the. God, I should just stop having fun altogether. Why do I even breathe?
Bolo tie.
Not to mention, but the leather jacket with the bell?
The belted leather jacket.
Which, again, I wish that would come back.
Which, on a man of his size, is quite something.
It looks great on him.
He's what is he, 6'2"?
Yeah.
He's at least 6'2".
Like, for him, it'd be like a waistcoat. For me, it'd be a duster.
If you're going white socks and sandals with that, I mean, it would just complete the look.
And a nice pair of Z Cavarici button-ups. Aw. He looked like again, it felt like his hair was mad at us.
It really did.
It really did. That's as much
We
as I can
stepped foot
describe
on
it.
its lawn.
Yeah, it's like we barely like even shot him a look, and then it's like, well, fuck you guys.
You dented his Pontiac Fiero.
I did. Oh, I forgot to say what our sponsor was.
The Pontiac Fiero is this guy's haircut of cars.
Oh, but we can't. How do you quantify that? How do you qualify that?
It's the mullet of cars.
It is the mullet of cars.
Well, because I was going to say it was the Timecop of cars, but the truth is, Timecop is number 4 in our most decent movies. Sadly,
This is a good movie.
Yeah, that's it. No, are we gonna say good?
I mean,
Are we gonna?
I'm gonna say
it was decent.
It's not bad.
Glad it happened.
By comparison,
I think that, yeah.
We'll get there. So he goes back in time and he arrests his partner who's flipped and gone bad. His partner, Atwood.
Okay, but
Atwood has gone bad. He's manipulating the stock market.
Oh, that's the one I saw in
1929
or 29. There it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Listening to the weird song on it.
Like Fudge-O-Rama or whatever the band was. What's the band's name?
Yeah.
Fudge-O-Rama?
It was like Fudge-O-Rama.
Fudge Ripple?
It was Sleaze something.
Yeah.
By
Sleaze Bucket.
Sleaze Bucket by Fudge-O-Rama. Is the song.
Which cannot be a real thing.
It's a real song.
I should have texted Bride. Do you remember Fudge-O-Rama?
Maybe it was Fudge-O-Matic.
Fudge-O-Matic?
Might have been Fudge-O-Matic.
Oh my God. If I do, he'll send me a picture of he's got every record, every cassette, every CD. You know my favorite song, Sleaze Bucket, Amy? Obviously it is. Obviously.
What else could it be?
Double checking.
Right. We just got to check and make sure we get this right. I'd hate to.
Oh no, excuse me, I'm sorry. The song is called Sleaze Bucket Pull by Fudge Factory Inc.
I'm sorry we misled anybody in thinking that the band was called Fudge-O-Rama. Although Fudge-O-Rama is a great
better
band
name.
Oh
It's a better name.
Fudge Factory.
Fudge Factory Inc. Sleaze Bucket Pull.
That's a real thing.
What is it about?
Can you bring the band members up? I would bet that the thugs in this movie are Fudge-O-Rama. I bet
that would be fantastic.
That would make sense, wouldn't it? Like they look like they're in a really shitty band with bad hair. Why am I talking to myself?
I'm trying to get Fudge.
They look like that.
Is he panting?
A
little bit.
Fudge Factory Inc. I've got their discography if you would like that.
Can you just tell me what album Sleaze Bucket's on?
Which album is Sleaze Bucket? Sleaze Bucket Pull.
Oh, I'm sorry. Again, I don't want to mislead any of our listeners.
No, if you're putting this on your Spotify list, you wouldn't want to not get that.
Guys, you know what?
We should have
We actually should have
a Spotify playlist. It's fantastic.
Let's go into my music.
Unfortunately, Amy's Spotify is just a list of cassettes.
Out of print cassettes at that. What is Sleaze Bucket Pull?
Yeah.
Is it?
The album's called, but the album is also their name, Fudge Factory Inc.
I think Fudge-O-Rama's better. We all want Fudge-O-Rama, don't we? We all do.
Who wouldn't? Fudge Factory Inc. Sleaze Bucket Pull. Put that on your Spotify lists.
I don't have Spotify. I have iTunes. Is that okay? Does that work?
I have YouTube Music.
Amy's got LimeWire.
Oh my God. And it still works. You're downloading it days, like 48 hours to get a 3-minute song, but it's worth it in the end because I didn't have to pay for it.
By the next show, Amy will have downloaded Sleaze Bucket Pull.
Was it Fudge Factory? Is that what it is?
Fudge Factory Inc.
Fudge Factory.
Oh my God. Okay, I can bring up Fudge Factory, but I don't see Fudge Factory Inc. 4-track disasters. The album's called The DTs. No, the band's called The DTs.
Maybe that's
the
a spinoff.
Fudge Factory.
Maybe that's a spinoff of the.
I don't think so. Sleaze Bucket
Pull. Yeah.
Bucket. How is this not? Oh,
you found it.
you guys! I think I found it. Oh my God!
What?
No, I know this band.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
What?
Ride With Yourself? Wasn't that on Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey soundtrack? Maybe. No, it was on Wayne's World. Wayne's World.
Fudge Factory Inc. got on Wayne's World?
No, Rhino Bucket. Who also have a sleaze bucket. Yeah, that's wow.
Sleaze bucket is all one word.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's why you're that. And
no results in iTunes.
Sleaze.
No results in iTunes. I know how to spell sleaze.
It's on YouTube.
Bring it up. I don't believe you.
I'm listening to it right now.
I don't think that's fair. Do you have enough for the class?
I don't.
Uh-oh.
Not with my headphones on.
I'm
No.
not finding it.
God, we're more interested in finding the song than we are talking about the thing. or the thing.
I mean, we're talking about the movie. It's under Zap Classic Movies on YouTube. In case you want to find it that way.
I'm just gonna put mine down. I don't want to know any more about that song.
This is lost media, Amy. You have to.
Oh, lost media.
Lost media found apparently because it's on YouTube.
Oh, great.
If Fudge Factory Inc. is listening, we've got no opinion of your song "Sleaze Bucket Pull." It wasn't played long enough in this movie for us to develop an opinion about you as musicians.
No, but you should know you have one fan because that guy in the movie knew the words.
Atwood was ready to sing along until Jean-Claude Van Damme interrupted him.
Van Damme it.
So he turns out that guy's working for Ron Silver, helping him steal money from the past to fund his Ron Silver's presidential campaign. I don't even remember. What is his character's name?
Ron Silver?
Yeah.
We just called him the Ron Silver guy. Because he was Ron Silver. No, McComb.
McComb, that's it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's an odd name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
McComb.
McComb.
Yeah. McComb. So it's Scottish.
Aye. McComb.
If there's ever anyone that looked more Scottish, it's Ron Silver. who I swear to God, every time he talks, just drips syrup out of his mouth. I don't know why. It sounds like he's chewing all the time. It's so bothersome.
I think he's got a little sleaze bucket pull
Oh,
going
I hate that.
on. Ron, go like this. You got a little sleaze bucket pull going.
Oh.
Maybe that's what it means?
He's Ron Silver. You just know it's going to be a movie when Ron Silver shows up. A movie is going to occur, and someone might be acting in it. That when Ron Silver is there, that's what happens.
He's always the bad guy.
He's always the bad guy.
There's just no he was always cast as just a terrible human being.
But the thing is, and that this again, nothing against the Ron Silver estate. God bless you. Because it's not like he's a bad actor. Because he's not. I don't think he's a bad actor at all. I don't. Some of the best things that he's done is be a sleaze bucket, non-pole on Law and Order. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I really liked him on that. I mean, you're not supposed to like him, but
you want to talk about being a sleaze bucket? He played Alan Dershowitz, who is
absolute sleaze bucket. Absolutely. Alan Dershowitz. That fucking guy.
Right?
That's quite a name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sleaze bucket Dershowitz, it is.
Yep.
It's quite something.
No one gives a shit about you. No one.
He's running for president. He's corrupt. He's failing, though. His presidential campaign is failing, as exposition TV in the background tells us.
That's right.
But then it's thriving.
Channel.
It's eventually thriving because he steals a bunch of money from the past and takes over the company that he was part owner of after killing the owner.
Yeah.
And introducing himself to his young self.
Which, again...
With two Ron Silvers on screen.
If there's one thing that Fuzzy and I know, it's about paradoxes, and that's not supposed to happen. Plus, not even one of the 7 signs of being around your doppelganger.
No,
not one.
None.
No,
at all.
We're just saying.
They say you can't first of all, they're talking about how if you go back in time, it causes like a ripple effect, like an earthquake or something that would change.
You can end the fucking world. We'll tell you that.
So, how does meeting your young self not just make wouldn't your young self just go immediately insane if you saw your older self?
Yeah. I've
Like-
thought about that. Like,
or your older self goes further insane when you see, because he's trying to process this. Your brain is automatically changing as you're seeing each other.
I've thought about that. Like, I'm like, okay, if I can go back into time, I know exactly around when I would go. I'd be about 10, right before my anxiety and panic attacks started, which didn't start until 12. And then I just like get it out of the way, just get it started right then. Because we know it's coming. You know it's coming. But I do feel like, a 10-year-old me would be like, we never got better looking. We just never got better looking, did we? We didn't. And by the way, you're still as tall as me. I think we'd have a great time, actually.
I think you can't. Based off the rules of this movie, you cannot introduce yourself to your younger self.
Can I go see Mom?
You have to maybe. No, probably
not.
I don't know.
That would freak her out, too.
Again, people would just go immediately insane.
I think they just want to see what happens, though. You know?
I don't know. I think I'd be fine because I've been watching time travel movies since I was younger. So I think if I saw me, I'd just be like, what's up?
This checks. This is what I was kind of hoping for.
It's like, I can see that.
You would probably only be, I would say, probably only like maybe 8 years old and on.
Maybe Ron Silver can do it because he's a sociopath.
Maybe Ron Silver can do it because he's in a bad movie.
Jean-Claude Van Damme does it as well, and I don't think his character's intended to be a sociopath.
He's a time fop.
He's lithesome. Yes.
He's a time fop.
Oh my.
Oh my. Now that would have been fun. Time fop. Just the foppish.
Like Victorian clothes.
Yeah.
Little ringlets.
You look lovely. Scones and tea.
The strawberries and cream guy. As
Strawberries and cream. Strawberries and cream.
Berries and cream. Yes. He's the time fop.
He's a time fop. That's a whole different movie that we could have written. But now we've given it away and somebody's going to listen to this and go, oh, I got an idea.
Who's the English actor who could play that?
The
Michael
time
Sheen?
fop? Oh, he'd be great. Oh, Michael Sheen would be perfect. Time fop. Oh, God. I'm sorry, because I'm just seeing him as the head of the Volturians. It's like it's already there. Like it just writes itself.
He goes back in time and he's entirely ineffectual.
Yeah, but everybody loves him because he's so charming and foppish, you know?
Charming and foppish.
Don't get us wrong. We love Michael Sheen. So that's why it works. It absolutely works. Time fop. Guys, I'm drawing it in my head already.
Jeff, we need a t-shirt.
Yeah, we're going to need
a time fop t-shirt.
Guys, we could actually sell that. That'd be a great t-shirt, don't you think?
Who doesn't want to associate with a time fop?
Oh my God, especially if we model that after Michael Sheen. I'm here for it.
All right, here's the pitch. It's Berries and Cream guy meets Michael Sheen in Timecop, but we call it
Time fop.
How did you get in my office?
See, I saw it as how did you get in my bathtub? Like the name that I saw.
How did you get in my bathtub? Is that your therapist's bathtub? Isn't that? Yeah.
My mom said that to me.
That's a great one. God bless. Yeah, so Time Fop was not this movie.
No.
It still is Time Cop. Ron Silver's still there.
Yeah, he's the bad guy. Jean-Claude Van Damme is the good guy. He's a cop who then becomes a time cop before finding out that his wife was pregnant when she exploded, because she explodes.
Not because of the pregnancy. That's not how pregnancy works.
No, that's not how pregnancy.
You just explode.
Ron Silver made her explode.
Yeah. He does that in movies,
He does that. Likes exploding people.
I'm sorry, dude, but you're kind of typecast. Oh, you're kidding.
We were just looking at the fact that Sleaze Bucket has a dictionary entry.
What?
Yes.
There is a dictionary definition for Sleaze Bucket.
And?
It's a disreputable, disgusting, or despicable person.
So Ron Silver.
Hey! That's the movie. This movie has depth and layers.
It does. It does. It does. No, it doesn't. It's just Time Cop, guys. It's just Time Cop.
You've got Jean-Claude Van Damme, right? He's playing the titular time cop. And why do you film all of his fight scenes in the dark?
Yeah. Because, I mean, we know he doesn't have a stunt double, right?
typically he doesn't, unless it's like something that might kill him.
That's true.
But like we've seen him fight in other movies. We've seen him kick people in color before.
Bloodsport, right?
We know he's capable of doing these things.
Right.
So why would you hide that then in the dark?
Yeah, they did like the dark. You know what, though? I think the 90s just like the dark a lot. You look at all the movies we've watched, there are plenty of scenes where nothing was lit well.
Yeah. And, I don't mind because it meant that I didn't have to see people's distorted faces after they'd been kicked for the 40th time. I hate action movies. I really hate
do.
Action movies.
You wanted you would several action. Well, there's a weird thing was that, we had some action, but didn't it feel like this movie was like an EP instead of a long playing record? Like it was just like 6 songs instead of 13. It was really weird. Like it happened. Everything happened so fast. I felt like we literally just started the movie and it was over.
Yeah, we got to the third act and it's like it's all happening in the past at his house before it blew up, and you think that's just going to be a set piece, and it just goes on,
and then
that's the end of the movie.
That's all.
You know what, guys? Maybe we time traveled.
Maybe you did because you were getting so pissed off with how long it was going, and you sped up time.
I sped up time, guys.
Hide.
You gotta stop doing that.
You know what? That's when time cops come and get you.
You're gonna make a ripple in time, and Jean-Claude Van Damme's gonna come through that portal of his. What was that?
He'll have to catch me first.
It was like rubber.
It's like rubber tinfoil. If rubber tinfoil was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. A ripple. See, that's why I keep thinking the band was called Fudge Ripple, because we kept talking about ripples in time. Now, okay, there's another film right there.
So but if you do something in the past in this movie, it causes something to happen in the future. Like after Ron Silver, he thinks he killed Gloria Rubin in the past, who's a double agent to flip sides from the good to the bad to join with Ron Silver, and turns on Van Damme. And he thinks Ron Silver, all of his guys get killed, but he kills the guy who was his partner in this business in 1994. And then the business gets big. And then by the time Jean-Claude Van Damme comes back, he arrives back in time. The TEC, the Timecop whatever commission, is being torn down. It's being like they've been put out of business by Ron Silver. The senator has got so much power that he's put them all out of business.
That's right.
But Jean-Claude Van Damme is still able to come back from the past to this place where that isn't anymore, apparently. And of course, Brewski McGill doesn't remember who he is. Like he doesn't remember, or he remembers who he is, but he doesn't remember that they were best friends.
Okay, that's what was happening.
Yeah, because I think that's when I was tuning out playing my drill game.
Yeah. I was looking at tiny versions of things.
You have to stop looking at those little tiny versions of things.
I love tiny versions of things.
Create a tiny version of this movie so you'll watch it.
Oh.
Maybe put it on a tiny TV.
Oh. Get this kid a tiny TV. Millions of children go without tiny TVs every year.
You should just watch TV through those eclipse glasses.
Yeah, like that's a little tiny TV. Will you hand me my bag, babe?
This bag.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, so that makes a bunch of ripples in time, but Ron Silver talking to himself and murdering his former business partner.
Yeah, can you do that?
First of all, were there no forensics in 1994? Were there no cops who were working in 1994 who could actually work a murder case? Nobody's confused where this woman has, she's wearing futuristic, Gloria Rubin's character is shot and stays in 1994 because Ron Silver doesn't take her with him and tries to kill her. So she ends up at a hospital and they call her she's a Jane Doe because apparently she doesn't have any identifying things with her, even though she's wearing a fucking name in her vest.
Yeah.
And she's got a TEC uniform on.
Right.
That doesn't create any ripples in time.
No issues. Well, so many of these things was like, okay, you can't do that.
No.
And honestly, time travel itself, I love the concept for movies. It would not work. It would not work. You cannot do that because everything you would have to. it would have to be an infinite loop of doing things. They're like, oh, I'll go back in time and I'll give it to myself and then, and I'll hang out and I'll tell myself what to do. Well, then that self has to come up and it has to go back in time and tell the person what to do and then go back. Like, it has to keep going, otherwise it stops, and then it creates a paradox because,
especially now, like 2024, you'd think by now we'd all seen enough stuff with time travel that time travel wouldn't shock us. You know, like we'd just be accepting of time travel by now. Right?
Yeah, if time travel existed right now, we'd have to know about it, wouldn't we?
Right.
Because somebody would have gone back and changed everything and then said, hey, I invented time travel.
Yeah. I feel like we would know at least one person, and everyone would know at least one person that's time traveled by now. And damn it, it's still not me.
If it worked like Timecop, obviously it doesn't. Like, I think a better version of time travel is the Marvel version, with the everything that you do creates a branch into a different universe, a different reality where things happen. It's sliding doors. No, I'm kidding. Let's not get into that again.
I just, Time Cop, it's a cute idea. I don't mean to sound condescending.
Oh, yeah, no, totally.
Fuck.
Jean-Claude Van Damme he actually said this was the best movie he'd made to this point.
I
agree. He was
agree.
really proud.
I agree. And nothing happened after that.
Nothing much.
He was on Friends.
Yeah.
I don't trust him on Friends because he didn't think Monica was hot, so...
That's true.
I don't trust him.
You must be insane. Saying anyone on Friends isn't hot, you're insane.
Yeah.
Even the upstairs neighbor?
He was downstairs. They had to use he was using the broom.
Yeah.
And, but then there was, anyway, it doesn't matter. Look, 1994 isn't about Friends. I mean, it is, but it isn't.
It's more about time cops.
It's all about time. Again, what it would...
You would have been great. Can you think of an actor from the time who was huge, is a big name that everybody loved, who would have been better for the Ron Silver role?
That everyone loved?
Yeah, like an actor that everybody, especially this show, an actor that everybody, oh my God, you've forgotten about him and it's only been a year. You've forgotten this poor man who was the biggest star of 1993 that we all loved and talked about. Jurgen Prochnow would have been amazing in the Ron Silver role.
Okay, you're not wrong. But here's the thing. He's a little bit more sophisticated. And I'm sorry, I could understand him better.
He turns his nose up at Time Cop.
He's like, is that something Ron Silver would do? If you're asking what would Ron Silver do, you do the opposite. That's usually that. So,
he's so oily, but he's like not oily.
Yeah,
it's like, weird.
I've never met a more dry, moist man.
He's just effortlessly sleazy. Speaking of sleazy, the nudity in this movie. I'm not a prudish person. If you want to have, nudity or sex in your movie, but make it make sense. Mia Sara's boobs are in this movie for no good reason.
Nope.
Just none. There's a scene where you're just looking almost directly at Jean-Claude Van Damme's taint for just half a second. That was too much. Didn't need to see that. But then there's just the scene where a guy who's like a technician at the Timecop agency, where he's just watching porn at work. And it's just this naked woman just shows up for no good reason.
It reminds me of like a lot of back in the 90s, there was some, trust me, a lot of parents had issues with this, video games that were very violent and very sexual. Like, I was waiting for that woman to pixelate out, like very 90s pixelation. Yeah. But my God, I gave her a colonoscopy while I was down there because it's like right in the camera, and you already know I can't handle nipples at all. So like I was really bothered by that whole thing.
And the thing is, this this could have been a PG-13 movie. You take those two things out. You just cut the sex scene just a little bit differently, and you take out that thing entirely. You've got a PG-13 movie,
Yeah,
which is
but-
probably a bigger hit than an R.
Probably, but you as a 13-year-old, sorry, but I feel like you and your buddies, you want to see the tits. You do. Yep.
I don't know. It's needless. It's just doesn't need to be there.
Right.
But I've got to call out the IMDb trivia section for a moment because they have a piece of trivia about this scene, and I just don't buy this story at all. Because frankly, you don't grab like a nude scene to just like throw into your movie haphazardly without like the director knowing about it. And the story that they tell is that they were going to get nature footage. They were going to a place to get nature footage, and that's what the character was going to be watching in that scene was nature footage. But according to the IMDb trivia, and again, I don't believe this story, they claim that the crew that was going to shoot the nature footage went out and got very drunk at a strip club the night before and missed their bus to the nature preserve. But thankfully, one of the strippers was still there from the party the night before. So they used her and they filmed that scene, that brief scene with her instead of getting the nature footage.
Did we IMDb this?
That's the IMDb trivia.
No, but what was the actress's name?
I don't know.
Lady on Silk Sheets. Let's look it up.
It's probably just nude woman.
Well, even still, though, I mean, she has to be credited, right? You would think
if you're going to be in a movie, you do have to I guess you have to be credited, maybe, unless you tell them not to credit you.
Yeah. Oh, please don't credit me. I wouldn't want that on my resume.
I know my face is in there, but I don't want anyone knowing my name.
Laura Murdoch is her name.
Laura Murdoch.
She's credited in the movie as virtual reality woman.
Okay.
Oh.
So yeah, that's who she is. Tom Glass played Wagon Driver.
Remember Wagon Driver?
Remember Wagon Driver?
Wagon Driver.
Then James Law is Knife 1. And James Liu, excuse me.
The knife?
James Liu is Knife 1. And Charles Andre is Knife 2.
Knife.
They're playing time prop.
Time prop, I told you. Time prop. Let's go.
Amy was rhyming things with time, anytime.
Time drop.
Time fop.
Time flop.
But this movie didn't. It made over $100 million.
I know, but it should have been. I really want to use time flop. I deserved that at least. No, Laura Murdoch is an actual actress, by the way. She wasn't a stripper. Those guys are lying.
Yeah. The IMDb trivia is lying. I don't know where they got that story. It sounds like something that somebody made up and just put on IMDb like it's Wikipedia.
Right.
I don't believe that story for a second.
Oh my God. Can I just say Mia Sara still looks gorgeous.
Of course
she's letting gray hair come in, which I love, but she still looks, I mean, look at that skin.
Wow. She looks incredible.
She is. We love her. We love Mia Sara.
She's not very much in this movie because she gets blown up for most of it.
Oh, yeah. But then, happy endings, though.
So, like, he's leaving right before the house gets blown up. He's going to go, it's 94, and he's going to work as a cop. Not a time cop, just a regular cop.
Yes.
He hasn't become a time cop yet.
No, yeah, she hasn't been blown up yet.
Right.
He hasn't grown a sad mullet yet.
No.
Oh.
We'll get to the sad mullet in a moment, but she's trying to tell him a secret and he doesn't have time for it. He's got to go do cop things because apparently somebody didn't show up for their cop shift and he's got to go in and fill in for them. He's been called in for his cop shift.
Yeah, again, which is why I thought he was working at like a museum or something. Oh, Tommy's not going to make it. He drank again, That's what I assumed.
They get assaulted by the baddies, and then the baddies blow up the house, and Mia Sara dies, but she was going to tell him that she was pregnant. So then when he does go back in time and he gets the chance to save her, because he has to, because that's the key to stopping the time crimes that are happening.
Time crimes.
Time crimes.
Time crimes and prime time. I'd watch that show. I think there was a crime time after prime time. I do think that happened at one point. Anyway, go ahead.
Could you imagine, just for a moment, just a tangent, imagine like the Dateline NBC of this version of 2004, like covering time stories.
I'm here for that. Yes.
You got a reporter just trying to recounting all the they're having to come up with like recreations of these things that Jean-Claude Van Damme says happened in this alternate timeline.
Now that's a movie I'd want to see.
But no, he goes back to his home to save her and to save time, to save the world, whatever it is, from Ron Silver. And like that scene just goes on for fucking ever in the dark for the most part. Then he just solves it by shoving young Ron Silver into old Ron Silver in the worst special effect of all time.
They meld together just like Ben and Jennifer in season 4 of The Umbrella Academy. So what I'm saying is it was horrible.
Let it go.
It was horrible.
No, we're never going to let it.
You're going to hear about this until the end of 2024. I'm sorry, you just are.
It's a smooth red ooze. Like, is that they form into and then they create a stain on the floor.
His face is like all wide open. And yeah. I guess
Looking
that's what would happen, right?
Like, it's like a really terrible version of all the Terminator 2 special effects with whenever Robert Patrick gets blown up.
Or like Total Recall kind of stuff too. You know what I mean? Well, like, and I was thinking about this too. So if I met my 10-year-old self, does that mean like if we touch, like, that's going to happen
That's
to
what
us?
would happen.
But wouldn't that erase both of us from time completely?
It did erase Ron Silver.
But no, but it said like he quit his, they even said at the end, they're like he quit his job and then he was never heard of again.
Yeah, well, he disappeared.
Okay, but still that would assume that he still lived a life.
He was alive until 1994 and then he disappeared. Then he never existed again. Because he melted into a puddle on Jean-Claude Van Damme's floor and then blew up.
Did he blow up?
No, yeah, the house blew up, and he was a puddle on the floor at the time.
Oh, that's right, because
a stain on the
shrapnel in his back, and that's what pushed him over and dropped her in her wet silk.
Oh, she was wearing socks in the rain,
and they looked like they were wool.
I hate. We had that early in the movie too. They had that the guy robbing a Confederate wagon train.
Yeah,
and they're like just all cotton uniforms, pouring rain. I wouldn't last 10 seconds in the past.
There is nothing that puts me off more than any film where you have to you get somebody drenched in water while they're fully clothed. I just think it's inappropriate. I don't want my kids watching it. So, I mean, we just have to stop because I have such a visceral reaction to it. I can feel it.
But the other option is nipples in the rain. So what are you going to do? I mean, where's your...
And you know what? Nipples are none of my business. I've said it before. I will say it again. I don't even know what mine look like anymore. I don't talk to them. They don't talk to me. So there's and we, you know what? There was some nipple in this movie. Again, I felt uncomfortable. I wanted to call my rabbi. I did not. So
you have a rabbi?
Yeah, obviously. It's the only one I can talk about nipples to. Because a priest would make me feel shame.
That's,
you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you're talking about how you don't like them, so I think a priest would.
But the priest would be like, why are you even thinking about them? Like, where did that even come from? You know?
Well, you could say, like, the media keeps pushing them in my...
The media and their big nipple agenda. Yeah, I could bring that up. What if the media really did have a nipple agenda?
There was that whole free the nipple thing a few years ago.
Oh, there was. I never did that because I don't like nipples.
You were firmly in the don't free.
Yeah.
Jail the nipple.
I'm all for you and your nipple freedom. Just let me keep my nipples jailed, but far, far away where nobody can be hurt by them. You know? And don't show them to me. They're none of my business. Not even animal nipples, thank you.
Animal nipples are uncomfortable.
Oh,
there's so many of them.
There's too many.
Yeah, and I don't know which one to look at first. Like, that's the problem. There's so many. Which one do I choose? Anyway.
All I can think of is like the crab guy in Moana, and he's like, pick an eye, just pick an eye.
Oh, then you're looking at nipples. Timecop. Nipples.
So he saves his wife. And his younger self.
Yep.
And he leaves them out there in the rain.
Yeah.
So they both get pneumonia and die.
Exactly.
So,
That's how I thought it was going to end. I really did.
He goes back in time and to 2004, and everything's, Ron Silver's gone. He's been dead for years, and he disappeared. And Bruce McGill remembers who he is, and they're best friends again. And he goes home, and he has a child.
A 10-year-old.
Yeah, there's a 10-year-old boy just comes running out yelling, "Daddy!"
Hey, and here's the thing: how?
What do you mean, how?
Well, I don't understand because he's been gone this entire time.
Well, it was 10 years ago.
He was there because the original him was there.
But he didn't have a kid yet.
1994. She was pregnant when she blew up.
Yeah, but the kid acted like he knew his father.
Yeah, because he's been there. So he left both of them sitting there. The old him
He went
and
back.
her.
Yeah.
And so the old him stayed there.
Yeah.
And followed throughout the years.
Yeah.
He just went back to the time that he was originally from, and the timeline was changed.
So where did Billy Ray Cyrus go?
He's dead.
Oh.
He died. He died. Van Damme snapped his neck.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
There was a neck snapping in this movie.
There was.
Well, somebody had to do it.
But yeah, no, that's how that works. He went back in time from 2004 to 1994, and 1994 self lived those 10 years to 2004 when he arrives back.
Here's the
How
thing.
does that work? That doesn't.
Yeah, it
that
doesn't work. It doesn't work.
That doesn't work at all.
And I'm telling you, I am here, and I think all three of us are, as viewers of Doctor Who, of people who are connoisseurs of time travel, let's be honest, we're going to poke a hole.
We're going to take Timecop to task.
Somebody has to do it. It may as well be us.
Somebody's got to take that Timecop off of its high horse.
Take it down a peg.
Yeah.
That Timecop's pretty full of himself. Somebody's got to knock him off his high horse. It might as well be us.
Yeah, no, the time travel makes no sense in this movie. It really doesn't.
No.
Because, again, I go back to that Ron Silver scene. If you saw yourself as if young you saw you would immediately change.
Correct.
You would be changed by the experience that 10 years ago, knowing that time travel exists. You would be changed by the fact that you watch yourself murder a person.
Mm-hmm.
All that's going to change who you are in the past.
Well, and beyond that, young Jean-Claude Van Damme and sad hair Jean-Claude Van Damme, they did touch at one point, too, and they didn't melt together.
They didn't touch. No, they never touched.
Yeah, they did.
No.
Outside.
They never touched each other. Not one time. They would have turned into red goo.
But they did, is what
They
I'm
did
saying.
not touch each other.
I definitely saw skin-on-skin
No, you
contact.
did not.
Yes, I did. It was outside.
No, they
Yes.
never touched each other.
It was weird guy who was trying to kill young Jean-Claude Van Damme, and then sad hair Jean-Claude Van Damme comes up behind him and then touches
No, he didn't touch him.
young Jean-Claude
He
Van
did
Damme.
not touch him.
He did.
He touched the guy who was holding the gun
You know
on
what? I'm just gonna have to agree to disagree
him.
because I will poke every
Wait,
hole in
hang
this.
on. Which of us was actually watching the movie?
But this was the one time I was looking up. And P.S. I was playing my drill game. I'm almost to level 15, and on Tester Buddy, I could win $15. So I'm just trying to get through. You know?
Mhm.
You know. So, no, I'm right. You're wrong. But, I mean, ultimately, Timecop was not a terrible movie.
No, I mean, it was very entertaining, actually.
Yeah.
Weirdly
in an odd
so.
way. And I really thought that I hated Jean-Claude Van Damme more than I did. And I'm watching him in this movie, and I'm like, I don't hate
He
him.
was kind of soft-spoken.
Yeah, and not only that, I genuinely felt bad for him when his wife died, even though we all, the 90s, God, what a trope. We know,
Oh, God.
like every
Yeah.
single time, and then he's going to get drunk, and he's going to watch home videos of his dead wife. Like, how many movies did we see that had that in it, especially
So
the
many.
90s?
So many movies. Yeah, just like the wife dies and the guy goes into a depression and he's constantly getting drunk every night watching.
Yeah.
Which, you're a time cop, sir. You need to be of sober mind.
Yeah, I mean,
We can't be sending a drunk back in time.
a drunk time cop. That'd be great. Again, that'd be time flop.
Where's the oversight on this time cop thing? Because, I mean, how did this guy get past a background check after his wife died? I mean, he's coming in here with a 5 o'clock shadow and a sad mullet. How did this guy actually get past the opening interview to be a time cop? Wouldn't Bruce McGill look at a guy whose wife just exploded and said, "You can't be a fucking time cop"?
Yeah, I feel like first you need therapy. I mean, I don't.
He didn't go see a psychiatrist.
No.
He blew off that police psychiatrist. Just totally.
Okay, I like that. It's funny that you say that. I was just going to ask: is there a Time Cop Academy? And would that not be a funny comedy from the 80s?
A Time Cop Academy.
You know what I mean?
Time Cop.
Steve Guttenberg does it again. I think that'd be hilarious. Time Cop Academy.
Sending hookers back in time to suck his dick.
Change the whole trajectory of everything, and everybody's getting laid because it's the 80s. Cocaine for everyone. You know what I mean? Like, I would watch that movie.
Got to get that guy who does all the weird sounds to do all the. He does every time they go back in time. He's doing wacky sound effects.
Yeah.
You have no idea what we're talking about.
Time Cop Academy. So you never heard of the Police Academy movies?
I've heard of them.
Okay.
I haven't watched them or anything.
Well, they're wacky. They're zany. There's always shenanigans. There's plenty of tomfoolery. And we just thought adding Time Cop to it would be better. I'd like to know where the Academy was and what you have to do to go through to get.
I mean, what Time Cop needs shenanigans. That's what it needs.
This movie would be a lot funnier if there were at least one shenanigan in it.
I wouldn't consider one moment of this movie zany. Not one.
No.
That's why there's no fops in it. No foppishness.
I have a few notes. Where are the hijinks?
I just offer me one hijink. A hijink per every 15 minutes. So,
I'm willing to downgrade that to a shenanigan.
Just 1.5 tomfoolery. Yeah. You'd think with the name Time Cop it would be a comedy, but I guess
you would assume it sounds like a comedy that's like belongs in a Fox series or something.
Time Cop.
it's like a fake show on Bob's Burgers.
Yep.
It would be too.
Really
it
would.
absolutely would be. Time Cop. He's a cop out of time. For time. He's a cop that collects watches. Time Cop.
He's always on time.
He's always on time. Time Cop. Like it had like maybe he collects clocks. That'd be cool. Like you go into his apartment, it's just clocks everywhere. He's super into clocks, and he's like, so Time Cop. So are you a cop? No, but I definitely do police a well-made, well-lacquered clock. Which I think, if you're gonna gatekeep something, clocks could be it.
I think he goes around arresting clocks
I
when
think
they're.
I think he's arresting
slow.
cops who don't use clocks. Time.
Arresting people that waste time.
Oh, you know what? I'm a time cop and you're going to jail. Why? You're just sitting here. You're wasting time. Oh, Time Cop.
He arrests time otherwise.
How do you arrest time? Like he puts a little handcuff on a stopwatch? You're going too fast. Slow down, seconds. Time Cop. He arrests people that don't set their alarms. That'd be great.
That would be
People who are always late get arrested.
yes.
Time Cop. I mean,
Tiniest of cops.
is it? He's the tiniest of cops, you guys. What does that mean?
We don't even know.
He's got so much time. Like,
He
you
has
have
so much-
no idea how much time he has. So much.
Maybe he keeps giving people more time.
Well, like he's writing them a ticket. Like he says, if you're obviously going to need more time, so he just writes more time on the ticket. What about if he's let's see how absurd we can get with time. see. God, we've really used the clocks a lot. Time. Timecop. He arrests artists, lyricists that use the word time in all their songs. Because if you think about it, there's probably over 1,000 songs with the word time in it.
That is, yeah.
I mean, I would watch it, but a lot of people, if you don't like music, you're not going to understand that one. Time. Nope. Time cops. The herb. Time.
Oh.
Like people who use time in recipes when they shouldn't. Time cops.
Time cops. They police how much time you use. They got regulations out that posters with time on it. Like, this is how much time you can put in a dish of pasta.
See, somebody who's like fiending like a drug, like a druggie, but like they're over a pot of like sauce, and it's like and they use like half of it, and that's like the cops come busting in. It's like time cops.
See, I'm thinking like they get rationed time, and then
there's like a time cartel that like it's selling like in big like cocaine packs, but it's all time.
What if, like, they outlawed time and they're just rowing it?
Does anyone remember why they outlawed time? No, man. All we know is this is the future.
Like, they're just going around like, I've got to cook out this weekend.
He's fiending for time. Just need more time. I would watch that, but it has to be a TV show because I want to see week to week what people are trying to do with stolen time.
People stealing clocks.
Yeah,
he arrests people that are he watches the time the clock cartel. They're selling illegal watches full of time.
Oh my God. Now, see, if this were the 80s, you take the band, The Time, and, like, that's, like, the Time cops, but it's Morris Day and The Time, and they're dressed up like cops, and then they just sing at people for doing, like, crazy shit, but making up, like, wild lyrics about it. I would like that one. Oh. Morris Day and The Time are time cops. I do like the herb, though. I think time cops is
time, yes. Time cops.
Are you bringing time cop jokes?
We did, but we changed it. Imagine this.
Instead of time cops, it's time cop.
The herb. Time cops. Like rosemary, thyme, But the cops, they arrest people because we have to, like, it's future and time is rationed.
An outlaw.
Yeah.
And they're like, We're cracking down on time.
Yeah, and there's a time cartel who sells time, the herb, in like the cocaine packs and stuff like that. Like that. And like he's like sending time across borders and shit like that. Time cops. The cops have to come in and stop the time cartel. THYME. Time. Time cop. What?
I don't even.
You were in the bathroom, and we had to come up with ideas. We also had people that were stealing clocks. Yeah. Time cops had to come after and
stealing watches. You're going to jail.
Yep. Or people who waste time.
If you steal a grandfather clock.
Yep.
That's a felony.
Yep. Or again, and then we had like people who wasted time.
Yeah.
So
like this conversation.
I'm sorry. How long were you in the bathroom? 20 minutes? What were we supposed to do? It's not our fault that we're the most entertaining part of this podcast. Not our fault. So, is it over?
No, we haven't even talked about the movie yet.
We've been talking about the movie this entire time.
It's all one big jumble, man.
Yeah.
You go here, you go here, you go here, you go back there. It's all a bunch of mess.
Taco time, anyone? Taco cops.
Taco time.
Taco time.
Time taco cop.
Taco time cops.
Time for tacos.
Time for Taco Cops. Oh, I watch a show called Taco Cops. They definitely arrest people if they're not eating tacos, or if they're eating too many.
Or if they make the wrong kind of tacos.
If you make fish tacos, you're getting arrested. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Period.
What about crab?
Crab
Is
tacos?
that a thing?
Yeah.
Okay, seafood tacos need to stop.
No, it's not what you put in a taco.
Absolutely not. That's not a taco.
I saw it on the Food Network.
Those fuckers. Of course you did.
Love the Food Network. Big fan. Chopped. Love Chopped.
Okay, Time Cops.
Time Chopped. Oh my God, we go back in time to make sure that the right person on Chopped wins. Got it.
You don't have it.
Time Chopped.
You don't have it.
I totally have it.
You missed 15 minutes of
do you
some
know
of
how
the
many-
greatest time.
Do you know how many
Cop
times
work.
the wrong person has won on Chopped? So many times.
Yeah.
So I'm time chopped. I go back in time and I stop the wrong person from winning and I help the right person win.
Yeah, but how do you stop the wrong person? Like, I mean, they're
Kill
gonna
them?
win. I mean, do you have to
I might
kill
have to
them?
murder them before the show. Yeah.
I feel like that's taking it too far.
Or I could just like spill their food.
Or eat their food. Just. You
can't win this thing now. This was really good though. Maybe you should have won.
Okay, maybe wrong.
I still think you're a shitty person, but
Doppel cops.
which is what Jean-Claude Van Damme was in this movie.
Like, they're doppel cop.
It's because there were two
Double
of them.
coppers. That's actually a line that Crow said on Mr. Sexy. Double coppers. Yeah.
I think Time Cop is great. I like Time Cop a lot. I enjoyed Time Cop more than I've enjoyed most of the movies on this show.
Well, we haven't really been given, let's say, like we're not getting the art house movies.
Not yet, no.
Are we getting close?
Next month is Pulp Fiction.
Oh, thank
So
God.
we're going to watch Pulp Fiction
okay.
next
Thank
month.
God.
So that's something.
I've seen that already, actually.
Good.
Hey, I was watching my old Mr. Science Theater tapes and I saw an ad, and again, this was 1994, for The Specialist. Did we pass that time already?
The Specialist with Sylvester Stallone and
Sharon
Antonio
Stone.
Banderas. I don't know. I don't remember The Specialist.
Well, anyway,
You want to make sure that we get back to that one? Make sure we get to it?
you know I'm a big Sylvester Stallone fan.
It's in Florida, so they'll be super sweaty the
Oh,
whole time.
God. Slime cops. What about
Isn't
chime
that just-
cops? Yeah, that's true. Chime cops.
Chime cop.
They arrest people who don't have wind
Wind
chimes
chimes,
outside of their house.
Good
or
news.
who incorrectly display their wind chimes.
That's true.
October 7th
Is
is
The
the date
Specialist?
for The Specialist, so it's coming up. It's in the near future.
That's weird that I just saw that too. That's crazy.
Of course, first though, you're going to have to get through the rest of the month of September.
And when
Is it
you say,
October 7th?
yeah,
What it was?
Hmm?
Oh, it's my mom's birthday.
Oh, that's
oh,
nice.
that's right.
She celebrated it at the Specialist.
She's like, I'm gonna go see the specialist. It is my birthday after all. What else do we have coming up?
Next week is Terminal Velocity.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Terminal. Who's in that?
Charlie Sheen.
Why don't I remember that?
You don't remember Terminal Velocity? It was part of that wave of movies about jumping out of planes, like this and Drop Zone, and yeah.
See, the name sounds like Maximum Overdrive or Hackers. Like it's one of the, like it's really fast and it has to do with computers.
It's like Sky Cops.
Sky Cops. Sky
Another
Cops.
act.
Are you
They-
tired of
they-
action movies?
It's jumping. They get to jump out of a plane.
Yeah.
Or
see,
would you? I'm sorry. Would you prefer to watch A Good Man in Africa
again?
Would you like that?
Again?
Would that be more preferable to you?
I prefer that to because less people get beat up. I'm
That's
tired
true.
of seeing people get beat up. It bothers me so much.
And that movie actually attempted comedy. It attempted. It didn't actually execute it, but it attempted comedy. We would like to laugh. If I have to see one more cop who doesn't play by the rules and his wife gets killed and then he gets drunk and watches an old home video of her
But
again.
in this time though, his wife jumps out of a plane and dies.
I want that to be true. Are you serious?
I don't know.
Because that would be the funniest fucking follow-up to this movie.
Dude, why are they just killing all cops' wives?
Just do it.
That's such a thing that they just kill the
Because
cop's wife.
they got to give him a tragic backstory for them to
See?
then use to not play by the rule.
That's how they didn't pay women in the 1950s on TV shows. They'd have the moms always killed off and the dad taking care of the kids because the mom died.
I blame Walt Disney.
No, I blame him for a lot of things.
No, like all the moms in Walt Disney
Oh.
movies that get killed.
Oh, yeah.
Like Bambi's mom.
Yeah.
You know, Cinderella doesn't have a mom. Snow White doesn't have a mom.
Do you think that Walt Disney hated women and probably had a bit of a Nazi agenda?
just
I
moms.
think so.
He just hated-
moms. Yeah.
Maybe he just really didn't like his mom. Everybody else's mom.
Is that Freudian?
Freud cop.
Freud cop. Now that I'd want.
He just talking cures the criminals every week. It just keeps.
Asking about their mother every week.
What does this cigar mean to you?
Oh my God. I'm thinking of my mother. Wait, no, that's the Oedipus complex, isn't it? Oh, you always want to have sex with your mom. Isn't that what? Is that Freud?
I think maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
that's Freud.
Yeah.
Freud cops this Friday.
right after Time Pop.
Oh my God. Time Pop is going to be the greatest movie of all time. Oh no.
Oh dear, that man has been murdered. Someone should do something.
I'm feeling positively dandy today. Dandy. Time Pop.
It's so good. 8/7 Central on Fox.
Yes.